You know, some days just hit you hard. That afternoon on Highway 27, Sarah Collins found herself stranded in the rain, her old car breaking down with her son Lucas watching nervously from the back seat. The drizzle turned into a downpour, soaking her dress to the skin. She felt lost, vulnerable, hoping someone would stop. Then, out of nowhere, Jaden Brooks showed up, a young mechanic with grease on his hands and a quiet confidence that said, "I've got this." Without a word, he bent over the engine, working swiftly in the rain. And then Sarah, nervous and drenched, blurted out, "Do you want to be my kid's dad?" Yeah, it sounded crazy even to her, but the words hung in the damp air. Jaden didn't flinch. He just gave her a slow Luke no judgment, just something calm and steady. Lucas, watching from a window, whispered, "Mom, is he a superhero?" And maybe he weighs in that moment. Jaden was more than a stranger fixing a car. He was hope. Jaden finished the job and told Sarah to let the engine cool before driving. When she nervously offered dinner as thanks, he declined. "No need," he said. "I was just passing by." Lucas, still curious, asked, "Are you really a superhero?" Jaden laughed softly. "I'm just a mechanic. But sometimes being a good person is its own kind of superpower." After Jaden drove off into the rainy night, Sarah and Lucas were left wondering what had just happened. That night, Lucas whispered in his sleep, "Daddy, don't go." Sarah's heart clenched. Her son needed a father figure, and maybe Jaden was the answer neither of them saw coming. But Jaden was carrying his own weight. Sitting alone on his porch, nursing cold coffee, he thought about the father who'd left him as a kid, the empty promises, and the loneliness. That 10th birthday party with no dad, showing Upit, was the moment he decided never to trust again. Yet Sarah's offhand question and Lucas's innocent hope stirred something deep inside him, hope that maybe he could have a family after all. The next day, Sarah and Lucas showed up at Jaden's modest garage, fixing forward, asking to help. Jaden hesitated, but welcomed them. Lucas ran excitedly around the old cars, while Sarah noticed how Jaden wasn't just fixing vehicles, she was tending to people's brokenness, quietly healing what life had cracked open. "Do you do all this for free?" Sarah asked, amazed. Jaden nodded. "Sometimes, the ones who need help most can't ask for it. This is how I try to make a difference." Weekends became a ritual. Jaden, Sarah, and Lucas, three souls mending each other in quiet ways. They went to help neighbors, fixing cars without expecting anything in return. At every stop, Jaden refused gifts, insisting kindness wasn't for sale. But then Sarah's innocent post about Jaden's good deeds went viral. Suddenly, reporters swarmed, fixing forward. Jaden, uncomfortable in the spotlight, begged for privacy. The attention brought whispers and resentment. Pastor Harris warned Sarah, "Fame brings traps." Some in this town see Jaden's kindness as a threat. Threats followed anonymous notes, late-night calls warning Jaden to stop or face consequences. Fear gnawed at him, but Sarah stood firm. "We won't let them win. We're stronger together." Then, one gray afternoon, Jaden's past caught up. His father, James Brooks, the man who vanished over a decade ago, appeared, frail and regretful, asking for forgiveness. Jaden's anger exploded at first, but hearing his father's confession of terminal illness and sorrow cracked his heart open. With Sarah's quiet support, Jaden faced the hardest fight of all, to forgive. "I choose to forgive," he whispered. "Not for him, but for me." Tears fell. Years of pain started to lift. Jaden invited his father to live with him. Slowly, dinners and talks began to heal old wounds. Watching Lucas play with his grandfather, Jaden felt hope and feared the pressure of being the dad his son needed. Sarah reminded him, "Lucas doesn't need perfect. He just needs you." That promise echoed deep inside Jaden as he hugged Lucas. "I'll always be here." Lucas smiled. "You're already the best dad." Their little family grew stronger. Jaden stopped running from his past and embraced the life he'd long denied himself. He even shared his story on a local radio show, hoping to shine a light on kindness in a world that so often ignores it. But the threats didn't stop. One night, a chilling call warned him to back off. Jaden stood firm. "I won't bow. We'll face it together." He knew the road ahead would be hard, but with Sarah and Lucas by his side, he wasn't alone anymore. Love was his armor. One day, a threatening note warned Jaden to keep away from his family. Fear hit him hard, couldn't lose Sarah or Lucas. Sarah stood by him, fierce and unshakable. If they want to hurt our family, they'll have to go through both of us. Their unity inspired the town. Neighbors rallied behind them, standing up against the darkness creeping in. Though dangers lurked, Jaden, Sarah, and Lucas faced them hand in hand. On a quiet afternoon, watching Lucas play in the yard, Jaden smiled for the first time in years. "I used to think life was just pain and loss," he said softly, "but now I see it's about love and the people who matter most." Sarah squeezed his hand. "And the best part? You're never alone." So here's the thing. Jaden's story isn't about fame or glory. It's about quiet courage, forgiveness, and opening your heart when it feels safest to run. What do you think? Is forgiving a father who abandoned you a strength or weakness? Should kindness be shouted from the rooftops or kept quietly alive? Drop your thoughts below because every story like this deserves to be heard. If this touched you, share it with someone who needs hope today. Let's keep kindness alive.